The inner worlds. The average citizen in the United States goes to public school and is fed a diet of pure scientific atheism. He does not know anything about God or that he has lived before or that he has other bodies besides the physical, which he can use to travel beyond the physical plane of existence. Some people never learn anything about the inner worlds or God, and their first out-of-body experience comes only when they are actually dying. Other people have such experiences, and some people actively seek God, which eventually leads them to locate a spiritual master. For people who are spiritually and psychically virgin, their first experience could be quite frightening, or they could look upon it as no big deal. Someone who wakes up in their astral body and realizes that this is not their physical body, because they can see it asleep in the bed, may seek guidance from some psychiatrist. Of course, their life is totally ruined then because psychiatrists are trained to deny the inner worlds and to damage people with drugs so that they cannot have inner experiences. So, this poor soul will be kept on drugs for the rest of its life and will probably die an untimely death due to the damage these drugs cause to the body. Other people with a little common sense would know better than to seek this kind of help and might rather consult with a close friend or a psychic professional such as a doctor of metaphysics, a psychic astrologer, or a legitimate psychic, and would be therefore told the truth about their other bodies and that what they experienced was perfectly normal. Basically, there are two main places where people who have died and who were not the initiates of a spiritual master end up. The first is the astral plane, and the second is the mental plane. The astral world. The astral plane, at vector reference 2.00 through 2.99, has many subplanes, and the surface of the Earth is astral plane number 1. When people learn about the astral plane, it's natural to want to go there and look around. I want to explain to you why this is not a good idea. The astral body relates to emotion, and the astral plane is the plane of emotion. The citizens of the astral world, with the exception of the plain lord there and advanced souls which help him with his duties, are emotionally unbalanced. If they were emotion ally balanced, they would not be on this plane but would have moved up to the mental plane. Consequently, any astral entity that you meet is emotionally sick in some way and has unresolved emotional karmas. This is the Arya sun they were sent here. So, unless you feel some morbid desire to visit the universal nut house, there is no reason to go to this plane. Astral entities have all kinds of problems and misconceptions, and if you get involved with them, they're going to try to dump their problems off on you. They may tell you, for example, that they have great revelations for the people of the earth, and you should let them dictate a book to you so you can deliver these great revelations. It is understandable that to the virgin, meeting an astral entity for the first time these things may seem very real and urgent. But please remember, these entities once had physical bodies, they had their chance to seek a perfect saint, and they failed. They have fucked up now and must wait for their next incarnation. They are in limbo, and they are in a worse situation than you are because you can seek a spiritual master and return to God, and they cannot do this. Therefore, once you realize the truth about this plane, this should help you curb any desire you may have to go on regular trips to the astral world. The mental plane. The mental plane relates to the mind, of course. As we discussed with the astral plane, the citizens of the mental plane are there because their mind is out of balance. They have unresolved mental karmas, and this is why they were sent here. Spiritual students are trained to drop their mind, i.e., to stop thinking. The less they think, the clearer the true spiritual realities become. Souls who become saints, i.e., souls which can access the first spiritual plane of Sachkhand, or one of the higher spiritual planes, have given their mind back to Kal, which is to say that their mind has merged back into its source, which is the universal mind. You see, your personal mind is sort of like a remote computer terminal. In its local memory, it has some data, and it can access the mainframe computer, which is the universal mind, to get more data. But your mind is not you. It is simply a tool that you need to have and use to manifest as a human in the physical universe. Fully developed souls that live in the spiritual planes have no mind. They dropped it when they crossed the border between the lower worlds and the spiritual worlds. They are in a situation where everything just is, and there is no need to think about it. Also, they're outside of time. So gurus tell us to still the mind so that we may understand the legitimate spiritual truths. Again, citizens of the mental plane cannot do this. They cannot stop themselves from thinking, and so they cannot escape from this world. So, again, please recognize that developing any relationship with one of these entities is simply wasting your precious time that you could be using to locate a spiritual master and begin making your preparations to return to God.